Hey guys, the X-Scissor here. I have a special video. We're going to be doing a comparison between some real cards and some fake cards. Going to help anybody out there who's not used to buying the packs, how to tell the difference between something that's real and something that's fake. Now, you usually run into these if you're at a flea market, all the cheap Chinese stuff, or if you've ever been to one of the dollar stores that isn't like a chain, and they start having like really shady things. I was just at one recently where they had some Transformers. I don't know what they were calling them, like trans bots. It was a really shady sounding name, but every single character was sideswiped. I should probably guess what those and show you guys on a different video. But here we go. A variety of Pokemon products. Some of these are real, some of these are fake. Now, a couple things to note, like the biggest flag. If you pay $1 for a pack, I mean, unless you know the guy and you're just trying to get rid of them, $1 for a pack is just, that's a red flag right there. So you'll notice I have one still on the backboard, a couple loose packs, and I have this tin. I paid $1 for this tin. It's supposed to have like a whole deck of cards in it. $1 for a deck of cards. There's your sign right there. Something's wrong. Now, I got this for two reasons. One, for the video, and two, I thought the tin was kind of cool. But this thing was wrapped in plastic. I took it off just to see what was inside. The 60 card deck is sealed inside of this. A couple ways to tell that this was fake. That really shady Nintendo seal. I have never seen that on anything ever. And you really can't read the words, but hold on, let me see what this thing says. 2012 Game Freaks. On the back here it says 2012 as well for the copyright. Supreme Victors has been out for a while. It's only 2010 now. Another thing I'll notice, you'll see the English flavor text for Supreme Victors. But up here is the Japanese movie logo for 2009, I believe that is. Focus. I think that's a 9. It's really hard to tell because it's the print, while it's pretty good, it's kind of blurry. Really, when you're zooming in fine do you see that. This font down here, the Pokemon USA, that one's pretty good. It's pretty close to what they use. But for their website, I mean, like, I've typed resumes and book reports with a nicer looking font than that. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Now we'll go on to packs. This one was bought in a store. It's backboarded. Some retailers put a price on it, $2.99. That's about normal for packs nowadays. Every once in a while Walmart has them on sale for $3.33, but you're really not going to go under $3 unless you're online and you're buying them like in a lot, and then the shipping's going to catch up to you anyway. But you'll notice, you know, here's the pack on the backboard. Typical store stuff. This booster pack was purchased. I actually bought 2 in the backboards, but I opened one up just because my local comic shop shut down. They have 2 locations. That's a boring story anyway. But sometimes you go to a comic shop and they'll have the booster box and they'll sell you the loose packs, so you can get them singly that way too. And then these 2 are I'm going to try to hide the second one because that one's a surprise. You notice it's even wider than the other pack. These 2 I purchased $1 each at different stands in a flea market, surrounded by like all sorts of cheap Chinese knockoff stuff, like car tow ropes that I wouldn't trust to pull a car with. But we'll do a side by side. I got 2 Dusknoir packs to show you. You'll notice the color's off on a lot of them. The video doesn't show it that well, but the fake one is really dark. I really don't know enough about like colors to tell you like how many shades darker, but I mean, just looking at them side by side, you can tell it's off, and when you're holding it in person, it is noticeable. I don't know why it's not showing up that much on here. Also, there's this weird shadow thing going on with them. Like I don't know if you can really tell it in the video, but if you look at the lines, they're really crisp on the real one, and on this one they almost overlap each other. But again, that's something that you really have to see in person. I hope you never have to see it in person, but if you ever do get to see one, you'll know what's up with that. What I will do now is take the loose one and this one side by side and show you guys some things. I know it's not the same art, but everything else works for this. Now you'll notice just by looking at it, they use the same font. They do a pretty good job, but you already can see something now, right here. The bottom flap on this is pretty long. It goes, this whole section will go most of the way across the pack. Here, it goes a lot shorter. Also, if you look at the crimp on it, this has a lot of little rows of crimps on it. This one is just one wide row. It used to be, if you look at the tops, they were different, but they're getting pretty good at faking them. When I first started collecting the cards again, back during Majestic Dawn, I actually bought a bunch of the fake ones. And just because the outside of the pack alone was enough to trick me. I thought that since they were outdoor, the outside of the wrappers might have been a little faded to explain the color loss. I didn't know the card game was as popular still, so when they figured $1 a pack, I just thought the guy was getting rid of them. He also had some real Japanese packs thrown in there to, you know, trick collectors. Another thing you'll notice when you're holding them is, this is the real pack again. If you move the plastic around, it moves a little bit because they're not vacuum sealed, but they are rather, they're a little loose, not a lot. When you hold the real one, you can like go circles around it. They're really loose. If you shake them up, they go sliding around. If you were to shake this one, they'll move a little bit. With this, if you actually shake it, you can see what I mean. Like, you can hear it a little bit, but when you're holding it, I mean, just squishing the side of the pack, so you can't squish on these. On this one you can squish. Now this pack, oh, this is a fun one. This one doesn't even have a top crimp. You also notice it's Diamond and Pearl Stormfront. And they have an origin form Giratina. Giratina didn't really get its origin form until Platinum. He wasn't in the cards until the Platinum series. So anybody who knows the game, seeing this, hopefully they would know something's up. Also, what's up with all those pretty little flowers, Giratina? I didn't think you were the type. The haze is really like a pinkish purple on this one, while this is a much darker purple. The colors are really off. Also, I don't know why Giratina's all red like that. But if you look at the back, you'll see, you know, the Go Pokemon site. That one's kind of close. You'll see that logo. When you actually compare them, they're not really that close at all. They're really off. So this concludes part 1. In the second part, I will show you the difference between the cards themselves, loose and fake. So click on the link on the bottom, and it'll take you to part 2. So this is X-Scissor. Rate, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys shortly.